Hey, Malik, since the Florida State game, I think a lot of fans have been looking towards this game as how much have they improved as a
Right.
team. I mean, how much do you think you guys have improved from that first game?
Um, After last game, we got pretty back on track. With the cues, with the receivers. Less drops than we had in Florida State. Getting our route depth, being on time with the quarterback. So this game, we going into SEC play. So we just after today's practice, we just focus on getting better every day.
What does Mississippi State do defensively that's unique, or the challenge is after playing them a year ago?
Um, more off coverage that me and Jaden have saw outside the corners. A lot of three down, moving the jack out, get on page with him about how to run different routes on the jack. So it's a lot of just drop coverage that they do a lot. It's gonna be a lot of open holes that we can hit.
You were on the team in 21, right?
Yeah,
So you went over there and
right. My
experienced the
freshman year.
cowbells and all that stuff. What's that like?
Um, I say going into my freshman year, after hearing about it, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. It was my first game that I actually started, so flowers in my stomach. I was jittery about just being out on the field, but it was pretty loud. But now that I'm experienced about loud crowds, I feel I can just focus in on getting my job done.
Malik, how do you feel that Jaden has grown since week one with his throwing abilities?
Just after working out, with him in practice, it takes time to get on point. Like during the game, we worked on it in summer, but when you're out there against like a defense like that we play, it's focused on getting the timing well, coming up in the morning, just getting on the same page. So after today's practice, everything was on point. So I'm glad to see that he's working on progress and getting that together.
I'm interested in kind of how you've seen the defensive backs. You go up against them every day in practice. How have you seen them kind of get better from week one to now this point when SEC season is about to start?
I would say giving us both the different looks. During practice, I might tell Zai, Mississippi State play this coverage. I want you to do this to me so I can get a better look. Or just on scout team, doing the same thing. We got a lot of great cornerbacks at scout team, so just getting different looks that I might get in the game is helping me.
Just to follow up, how does Zai kind of respond to that? I mean, he's new to this team and you've been here for a while, so how does he kind of take those words from you?
I would say, he goes against, the best receivers, I would say, in the country. Me, Brian, Kyron. So he goes against, three different receivers. We're all different. So if he can pick up a lot of different things from each of us that I might tell him, look, stay square on, on the release, to help him get better on the line of scrimmage and help him, get hands on a defender. So just seeing that, because, they do it to me a lot that I have saw for my first two games. And just telling him to do the same thing that a cornerback do, we getting better every day.
What about some of the ways they're getting you the ball, like this past game, that little push kind of pass when you were in motion and everything? Are you coming up with some new things to get you involved?
Yeah, that was I would say that one I wasn't expecting that. I had just got the ball the first time, and I didn't take it all the way outside. When I watched it on film, I should have kept going outside. But with Mike D trusting me, he wanted to see if I could get it again and see it the next time, and I did, and scored a touchdown. So with them just moving me around different in the slide, going to outside, it's giving a different look. I might get some other players the ball.
How is it to see Chris Hilton healthy and be able to stretch the field like that?
Yeah, it's fun watching him run. Every time he runs, it's like, bro, it's crazy speed. We go in after practice, come back, and we see like his catapult speed, and it be 23 miles per hour. He be rolling. So just seeing him back coming off that injury that he had the last 2 years, never got to play a lot. So seeing him back in and getting his touchdowns, getting the ball to his hands, it's been really nice to see.
And the running backs that got featured last week, they weren't really the guys featured the first game. Is it kind of like the wide receivers? It could be anyone's day, or how do you think they're going to approach that?
I believe that it was Logan. Logan Tom. After the first game, he had I think a hamstring problem that he was coming back from. So they focused on Josh Williams and Noah Kane. But after him getting a rehab, they wanted to see him get back and rolling. So it was his night to shine. And also the young pup, him getting in, getting his first game, getting his touchdowns. It was fun to see.
Go two more again. Everybody's got it. Anything else from Malik?
Just
Just to follow up on the young pup, a true freshman coming in there. I mean, what kind of power and physicality does he bring?
After watching the film, bro, he run just exactly like Leonard, him and Armani, bro. After seeing them in practice, like if it's somebody in front of them, they running clean there. They're not juking, they're not doing nothing. They just powerhouses. So it's great seeing those two, especially Armani, him coming back. I think this was his first practice back after him being on the injury, and seeing him practice full speed is fun to see.
Anything else for Malik? One more?
So many different players scored touchdowns and made big plays last weekend against Grambling. Do you think that really put this offense on the map and kind of showed people that this is what we can do?
Yeah, just getting the love for the game, getting different guys in, seeing those guys, have the ball in their hands, getting them back in motion, having Shelton going out there, from him coming to high school to college, getting him the rock. Also with Deuce, him coming back, from Bama, him giving the ball in space and let it see, what he works on. It was just everybody time to eat, and I was happy to see that everybody got their time to shine.
Thanks, Malik.